Hey, Patty and Sean, just want to send you guys a quick little look here at a few things that we filmed up from the session the other day, focusing on the short game with you guys. Again, you guys did great work. Remember, a big thing of what everything that we're trying to feel is that with everything that we're doing with the full swing, everything that we do with the short game is going to mold into that. So getting these sensations of the chipping and the pitching are going to be the most vital, because when you think about with the full swing, honestly, it's just a little bit more of a bigger version with this. So big thing looking here, if we're checking out Patty's setup and everything here, big thing, remember, again, chip shots, those are going to be the shots that we're going to hit lower around the greens to get them on the ground and get them running. So again, we're only trying to use a chip shot where we're trying to just carry over a few feet of rough or first cut of rough and then getting on the green and letting it run out to the hole. And again, once we find our similar swing that feels comfortable to us, something that we can be consistent with and repeat, the only thing we do different from there is we go ahead and vary our club selection depending on pin location. So for a shorter flag, maybe 10, 15 feet on the green, I'd be using something like a sand wedge where, if we had a couple feet of rough in front of us and then about 30 feet or so where the pin was, we can go ahead and probably use a pitching wedge or a 9-iron, something along those lines. Again, getting it on the ground and get it running. Especially when you guys are practicing, the best thing to do would be to take multiple clubs with you and just hit them from different locations to kind of see what feels the most comfortable when. Again, Patty and Sean, you guys are, completely different heights and everything, so what Sean uses from one spot would be completely different than what you would use, Patty, from that same location. Just because different with the build, different with the arm length, the club length, all that does dictate how big of a swing and how much actual power you're going to generate into that little swing. So again, just looking here, again, with the setup is that my stance is going to be a little bit open to my target, so my toes are going to be pointing just a little bit left of where I'm aiming. My feet are going to be nice and close together, maybe 2 club heads or so apart. Ball position is going to be off my back foot with more of my weight on my front side. Again, I am not shifting my weight here at all. It's going to stay forward on my left foot. So then from there, so again, we're just leaning. So ball back, weight forward, hands at my left thigh. That's de-lofting my club a little bit. So again, feeling like I have more of that weight on this left side. I'm literally just shifting my weight to the front. And that way now I could just go ahead and, Patty, we could just get you to rock your shoulders back and through. Again, one of the things with this, once you try and get in the habit of doing, is as you go back, we see that left knee kind of collapse in a little bit. That's not too bad there. If anything, I'd want to see a little bit more of the weight staying on the front side and a little bit more stable of a lower body. But really focusing on just the shoulders from this position, just getting the sense of rocking back and through. Again, getting the feeling as we come through like our chest is pointing to the target coming through. And also remember with this drill that we are not using our wrists at all for this. So that great drill that we were working on was that sensation of having that rod there. So again, with the rod on the left side of my ribs, same thing, ball back, weight forward, hands at the front thigh, and this is keeping my wrists out of the occasion. Just feeling like I go ahead and rock back and then through with my shoulders. Again, feeling as I come through, like this left arm, everything is relatively straight there. That's the sensation we want to have. Again, I'm not breaking my wrist down, so I'm not going to see my left hand kind of sticking like that where I flip my wrist. I'm feeling like that left hand stays relatively flat. Again, this is for the chipping, that nice low little running shot. We're not going to get it too high up in the air. Now, difference with the pitching is all we're going to do is widen up that stance a little bit, and then from there, that's going to put the ball position a little bit more into the middle of my stance, which is good. Feet are a little bit wider, but I'm almost going to take that same approach of not using my hands too much, and we're just obviously going to take the club back a little bit further, and then we can go ahead and keep driving our body through. Again, getting that sense now of finishing with more of the weight on my front foot as opposed to hanging back here. So, Patty, this was much better of getting that weight forward. And that's the big thing. Anytime we hit top shots or little thin ones that go very low on the ground and don't get up in the air very much, odds are it's because we are hanging back with our body and our weight never gets to our front side. So again, really feeling that nice little half backswing letting the shoulders do the work going back, and then from there we go ahead and let the body unwind through, and then we go all the way forward. This is a great feeling again for the full swing. So we're out there, we're warming up, we're practicing. Hit a lot of those shots, spend more time doing the short game than you would anything else. If you focus that way, again, the only thing I'm doing differently with my full swing is, as opposed to stopping here, I'm just going to keep going back to there, but I need to feel like my body rotation's doing the same thing, especially on the follow through. We would just be bringing that club more there, so we just continue our turn. But those are the big sensations I want you to feel. Same thing, Sean, really get that feeling of opening up the stance a little bit. I know you had a tendency to get a little too open there, but again, open up the feet. The ball position is going to go off the back foot, and we're leaning forward. The arms and your club form that nice Y. So from there, we're going to keep that sensation there the whole time and just feel like we go ahead and rock our shoulders back and through, just like that. I know on these ones you kind of gave it a little bit too much of a follow through. It almost wants you to feel like you could pretty much stop right there. Again, more of that chip shot. Again, we're trying to hit that thing nice and low and get it running on the green. The follow through is great. I'm loving seeing that weight finally getting through. I know that was something that we fought for a long time, of you really hanging back on your right side. Now we're really starting to see some good weight shift and some good improvement there. So now, big thing is again, only difference now, hitting more of a pitch shot, is we're going to go ahead and get a little bit wider. Yeah, there's me correcting, getting your foot up a little bit. So we're just going to have our feet opened up a little bit, but our shoulders going at our target. Ball, again, is going to be more in the middle of my stance, and then I go ahead and add a little bit more swing to it. Especially on that follow-through, I want to make sure we are fully accelerating everything through the shot to where I have my hips and my chest, everything are facing down to my target line. Getting everything pointing at the target on the way through. So that's very good there. Again, getting that good shoulder rotation going back. Then coming through. See, this position here for both of you, Patty and Sean, this is ideal as to what we want to feel for impact of our full swing. Our hands are ahead of the ball a little bit. You could see the shaft leaning a little bit forward with that yellow line. You could see how it's not perfectly vertical this way. That would be us hanging back. But you could see this is what we call trapping the golf balls. This is going to help hit down into it. And then from there, we just go ahead and keep turning through with the body. Again, arms and hands are staying very passive. Got to let the big muscles do it. Got to let the shoulders, everything do the work. If you guys have any questions about anything, please feel free to send me a text, send me an email. I'm always here to help.